Now, Israel's far-right Finance Minister plans to approve thousands of illegal settlements in the occupied West Bank, saying it buries the idea of a Palestinian state. Israeli media say the move by Bezalel Smotrich could lead to more than 3,000 illegal units being built as part of the controversial E1 project. The minister is quoted as saying strong international opposition has forced the project to be frozen until now. So let's take a closer look at what Smotrich wants to push through. The only internationally recognised boundary between Israel and Palestine is known as the Green Line. But in 1967, Israel occupied the West Bank. And since then, it has annexed Jerusalem and has built illegal settlements in and around occupied East Jerusalem. You can see them in blue. In 2002, Israel started building a separation wall around them, cutting them off from the rest of the occupied West Bank. And you can see that separation wall, that's in red there. And this is known as the E1 plan, and it aims to create, as we said, more than 3,000 illegal Israeli settlement units. If implemented, the plan would connect the illegal Israeli settlements with Israeli annexed Jerusalem, cutting deeper into the West Bank. OK, let's take this on now with our correspondent Hamdah, Salhut, who joins us on the set in Doha. Hamdah, welcome. So tell us more about this project and just how it flies completely in the face of international law.
Well, this is a project that's actually been in the works since the 90s. You're talking about more than 30 years of this plan to take Palestinian land and transform it into illegal settlements. But the main problem here with this E1 plan is that it would completely cut off the occupied West Bank to occupied East Jerusalem. Essentially, what rights groups are saying, destroying all territorial continuity that would lead to a future Palestinian state. But what this government has said is that they want to do everything in their power to block the establishment of a Palestinian state, to continue pushing forward illegal settlements. And this plan in particular is now being expedited. We just talked about how it's been more than 30 years in the making. Well, this is now a record timing-wise situation where we're seeing the final meeting for its approval is going to happen next week on the 20th.
Right, and it all keys into this creeping and latterly this rapidly advancing encroachment on Palestinian land.
That's right. And in fact, if you recall, in the last couple of years that Israel's war on Gaza has been going on, the Israeli government, under the guise of the war, has been advancing legislation through the Israeli government that has largely passed to legalize more outposts in the occupied West Bank. These are settlements that are even considered illegal under Israeli law, where settlers just come and they take Palestinian land, they set up sort of caravans there. So there was a huge push for legalization of those, which has largely passed. And then there was also a push for the establishment of new illegal settlements across the occupied territories, which has also gone through. This is at record numbers, at record speed, and rights groups say that it's only going to destroy any sort of prospect of a Palestinian state. But that's exactly what this Israeli government wants.
And Hamdah, tell us more about this Palestinian land and how it's kind of part of the Palestinian identity.
Well, it's not just part of the Palestinian identity. It's what the whole conflict is about. This state was Palestine before the occupation had commenced nearly 80 years ago. And each year, more and more land is getting taken away. And it's not just land that Israel claims belongs to the state. It's privately owned Palestinian land across the occupied territories. It's in East Jerusalem, it's across the West Bank, in the north and the south. And you don't just see it happening where there is the government coming in and telling you this is now state-owned land and there's going to be an illegal settlement here. No, you see settlers themselves, emboldened by the government, given the green light and this approval, calling them, quote, pioneers of the occupied West Bank, where they go and they steal Palestinian land. They displace thousands of Palestinians each year, taking their land. And if the Palestinians don't leave, what happens? They get attacked. There's arson attacks, there's shootings, there's murder. Just yesterday, there was a Palestinian killed by another illegal Israeli settler. So this problem is not going away. And despite the international condemnation, despite the laws against illegal settlements, Israel continues to move forward with this policy.
And something we have been reporting on for years and will continue to do so, sadly. Hamdah, thanks very much indeed. Hamdah, Salhut here in the studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.